Hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome to Leadership Monday. Medyo iba yung topic natin tonight, ano? Medyo malayo sa ating usual topic of leadership. I think I'm also taking this opportunity to ask my regular viewers ano yung mga susunod na topic na gusto natin pag-usapan. No? It has been a hectic week for me last 2 weeks. Absent po ako last week. Medyo hindi na kinaya. Sa dami ng workload, hindi na tayo nakapag-live last week. So, tonight babawi ako. I hope you find the topic that I picked up tonight as useful. Next week ay ano naman, how to uh, siguro how to ace your interview, your job interview. Yan po yung pwede nating pag-usapan next week. But for now, the topic that I chose for tonight is elevating your resume, some strategies that you can pick up to get your application noticed. So kung naghahanap po kayo ng trabaho, kung nag-a-apply kayo ngayon, at kayo ay hindi napapansin yung inyong resume, this might be the right topic for you. No? And as per usual, I'm going to spend some time talking about the topic, and then later we can have some question and answer. That's not limited to sprucing up your resume, but also to talk about leadership and management, yung paboritong topic na pag-usapan. Ano po? Okay, so I'll go right ahead with our topic for tonight, and I hope that you find it useful. So para po doon sa ngayon pa lang nag-join at hindi pa nakasali sa aking mga live session, my name is Edwin Ebreo and this is my profile. I'm the CEO of Execuserve Corporation, and back in 2024, I was the president of the Philippine Society for Talent Development. I have 30 years of experience in human resource, talent, and organization development. And I designed and delivered hundreds of sessions on over 50 topics. So yan po yung aking profile. I also had the privilege of writing 3 books so far. Yung above, bossing ka na pala. The Filipino Manager's Performance Management Toolkit and the Supervisor's Daily Execution Toolkit. Meron na agad tayong tanong dito, no? At sasagutin ko yan mamaya. Yung is it unnecessary na maglagay ng photos sa resume? Okay. The quick answer is depende. And I'll try to elaborate on that as we go along. Gusto ko rin pong i-take itong opportunity na to, yung aking webinar series, dalawa na lang yung natitira. No? Yung sa August 4, next week is Hiring Managers Interviewing Skills Training. So next week, I'm going to train managers how to conduct interviews, how to make the right choice in, screening candidates. Pero tonight, mag-uusapan natin is how to make your resume worthy of the attention ng nag-i-screen ng applications. Sa August 18 naman ay creative problem solving and decision making, yung topic na pinick up ko. No? So you can go to the Execuserve website if you want to join my learning session. I think marami-rami na yung nag-enroll dito sa mga programs na ito. So, let's break the ice. Ika nga, no? So, this is the question I want you to think about. Kung mag-hire ka, like in your current job, kung mag-hire ka ng tao who will be successful, so hindi lang yung matatanggap, magiging successful doon sa position na hawak mo ngayon. right? And you are very familiar with what you look for. If you're going to hire someone who will be successful in a position you are very familiar with. So let's say, for example, your position, ano yung hahanapin nyo sa resume ng tao na yun? O, di ba? Kung halimbawa, ipopromote ka, o kaya lilipat ka, at meron kang gusto, inutusan ka, o nag-request sa'yo yung management, kumuha ng kapalit mo, at ang sabi ng management, I want you to choose someone who will be successful in this role. Ano yung hahanapin mo sa resume ng mga tao na yan? Sige nga po, can you try and answer this question sa ating chat? Anong hahanapin nyo dun sa posisyon na yon? Or kung ikaw ay manager at meron kang posisyon na that you're trying to fill, ano yung hahanapin mo sa resume? So may tanong dito, ano po dapat ang metric or behavioral indicators? Okay? So siguro po kailangan nyo i-elaborate ng kaunti yung yung tanong. Are you looking at it from the perspective of the hiring person? Sabi ni Grace, soft skills. Yeah. Soft skills. Ano kayang klaseng soft skills? Dapat ba hanapin po ng hiring person? Okay. Credibility. Tandaan nyo, resume lang pinag-usapan natin, ha? Nakatingin ka sa resume. Next week, pag-usapan natin yung job interview. But for now, resume muna. What will make you want to explore another person's resume? No? Anong hinahanap ninyo sa resume para masabi mo, this person, I should explore this person, maganda yung nasa resume niya. Okay? So, halimbawa, if I'm going to look for a training consultant, no? Kung ako yung naghahanap ng training consultant, ano ang hahanapin ko sa kanyang resume? Ang hahanapin ko ay kung ano yung kanyang mga key achievements bilang isang training consultant, no? Yun yung hanapin ko. Ano na yung mga na-accomplish niya? Ano yung na-achieve niya as a training consultant? Okay? Something na I can verify that will tell me anong klaseng training consultant ito? Ano yung expertise niya? Ano yung kanyang track record? Yun yung hanapin ko, no? So, behavioral indicators na job fit, di lang metric or outputs. Okay. Yung behavioral indicators ay hindi nakikita sa resume. What you will see in the resume should be the key achievements. No? Yung iba, sinusulat nila sa kanilang resume ay yung kanilang job description. Sinusulat nila yung job description nila. So is that a good idea? I'll try to answer that later, no? So pagka sinabi ko ba sa resume ko na ako ay marunong ng conflict management, ako ay marunong ng conflict resolution, the question is that enough? No? Oo. So yung behavioral indicator sa interview na mismo napapansin yan. Totoo po 'yon. So next week, pag-usapan natin yan, yung tungkol sa paano ba ako sasagot sa interview na mai-impress ko yung nag-a-apply nang hindi ako nagsisinungaling. No? So, syempre, kung nambobola ka, eventually you will be found out. So, mas pangit yun. So, today, we're not talking about misrepresenting yourself. Kailangan i-represent mo ng tama yung sarili mo. So, having said that, ang tanong, alin dito yung clearly articulated in your resume? Di ba? Yung sinasabi niyong, ito yung mga kailangan ko kapag kahahanap ako ng tao na na magiging successful, hindi lang papalit sa akin, ano, na magiging successful, ito yung hahanapin ko, how much of it, no, how much of it will be in your resume. Okay? So, yan. Kasi, ano ba ang itsura ng behavioral indicators na sinasabi natin? Kasi pag sinabi natin behavioral indicators, ang sinasabi natin, behaviors, observable behaviors. So, for example, sabihin mo, manages project, ensures project completion on a timely manner. Yun, behavioral indicator yun. Oo. So, yun ba yung ilalagay mo sa resume? Yun yung tanong. So, useful ba yun? Later, pag-usapan natin yan. Kung useful bang ilagay sa resume yun. So, gaano ka-importante na maayos yung pagkakasulat ng resume ninyo? Maraming mga kagaya ko na recruiter, kapag ka hindi maayos yung pagkakasulat ng resume, ay nadideprioritize sila eh. Of course, they prioritize yung mga madaling maintindihan na resume at nagpa-pop out yung kailangan nila. So, ayan yung yung dapat natin tignan, ano. You want your resume to have a clear articulation of your career goal. Yung anong gusto mong mangyari. You know, ano yung goal na meron ka. It should be clearly articulated doon sa career goal. And later on, pag-usapan natin kung paano natin mako-customize yan doon sa position that we're trying to apply for. No? Next is, what we want to do is we should be able to showcase relevant skills and experience. So meron tayong ilang tanong dito. No? Hi sir, tagal na po kitang pinapanood. Ask po lang if may exclusive class po kayong kinakandak. Meron po ako, puntahan nyo yung website ko, yung execuserve.com. Okay? Let me type here. At makikita nyo po doon yung mga programs. No? Yan, tinype ko sa chat. Tingnan nyo kung meron kayo magugustuhan doon. Okay. So, doon ba sa resume mo, malinaw yung mga skills and experience na meron ka? And then you might say, oo, nandun naman, pero does it grab attention? Yun yung tanong. No? Next is, demonstrate strategic career planning. Okay, this one's very important. Yung bang resume mo, ipinapakita na ikaw ay a career person. You know, na meron kang tinatahak na landas. Hindi kayong papatsi-patsi, pasulpot-sulpot sa kung saan-saang kumpanya. No? Na parang wala kang direction. So, it helps that your resume shows that you have a clear sense of direction. Your resume should enhance your personal branding. And of course, attract the right organization. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Yung mga kumpanya, pag naghahanap sila ng candidates, hindi naman lahat ng tao ay bagay sa kanila. Meron kasing certain culture, certain value na ino-offer yung kumpanya that may not be attractive to other people. Ngayon, ikaw, as a person, kailangan yung resume mo, ang ma-attract niya ay yung mga kumpanya na gusto mong pasukan. Ibig sabihin, yung kumpanya na yon has what you're looking for. No? And it will help kung iyong resume mo, your CV, indicates it. No? So, yan. Okay. Tingnan po natin kung masasagot ko yung baka hindi lang tayo nagkakaintindihan, Jojo. No? We'll try to see as we go along kung nagkakaintindihan tayo. Okay. So, ano bang hinahanap ng recruiters? Okay. So, di ba nag-apply ka ng trabaho? Ano hinahanap ng recruiters? Doon muna tayo. Una, they're looking for job fit. Anong ibig sabihin ng job fit? Yung hinahanap nila na skill sets or competencies, no? Ay meron ka, no? So yun yung isa. I think this one is closer to what Jojo is looking for, no? Yung person environment fit or culture fit. So bagay ka ba? So yun yung nahanap nila. Sino yung tao na bagay dito sa trabaho na gusto naming ma-fill out? Second ay yung culture fit or culture add. Anong pagkakaiba ng culture fit sa culture add? In many organization traditionally or yung environment fit na sinasabi ni Jojo, tinitingnan nila kung yung taong nag-a-apply ay babagay sa kultura ng kumpanya, no? But merong mas modern na perspective ngayon pagdating sa culture. Hindi na yung kung magsushoot ka ba, fit ka ba doon sa culture, but rather, what can you contribute in shaping the culture of the company? For example, yung isang kumpanya, medyo kulang sila sa achievement-oriented na person. Ano? Feeling nila ay medyo masaya kami, maganda yung relationship, but we're not very aggressive with achieving goals. So we need someone na who can contribute to that. No? Culture add, di ba? So yun yung culture fit at saka culture add. So depende sa kumpanya. Okay? Okay. Next is yung boss fit. Ano yung boss fit? Bagay ba doon sa ano, sa yung magiging boss, hiring decision maker? Kasi minsan kahit na you are very competent in the job, kung hindi naman kayo magiging magkasundo nung boss, edi hindi rin, ano? So that's another thing. Unfortunately, yung boss fit, malalaman mo lang kapag ka nandoon na sa interview. Oo, hindi siya makikita doon sa resume, no? In fact, kahit na ano isulat mo na behavioral indicator doon sa resume, ay makukonfirm lang yon during the interview eh. Oo. So, hindi pa ganun kainteresado yung mga tao, yung mga recruiters sa behavioral indicators during the screening of the candidate and of the resume. Oo. So, ayan. Motivational fit. Anong gusto nitong tao na to? Does the person's motivation align with the organization's motivation? Does the person's motives align with the organization's employer value proposition, di ba? So for example, kung naghahanap ka ng ng career advancement, okay, ito ba yung ino-offer ng kumpanya? Bagay ba yun? No? So those are some of the things that the recruiters are looking for. Okay? So yun yung typical na apat na hinahanap ng ano, no. So kagaya ng sabi ko, some of this makikita mo sa resume, some doon mo na sa interview makikita. Okay? So ang kailangan mo ngayon para magkaroon ka ng opportunity na maipakita kung anong meron ka is to make sure that your resume reflect your personal brand. Okay? So una, yung performance. So importante 'yon, ano? Na ano ang history ng iyong performance. Yung susunod ay image, that's 30%. And then exposure, para may criteria, no? Ito yung according to dun sa PI framework. Okay? So, pagdating sa performance, yung resume mo ba, does it say what you are great at? Okay? Does it prove it? Yun yung tanong, ano? So, I hope na habang sinasabi ko to, it makes you even more curious, especially kung sa isip mo, nga, nasasabi ba ng resume ko na kung saan ako mahusay At saka, does it prove it na mahusay ako doon? Okay? So, yung image is 30%. Does it build on your reputation? Okay? Does your resume build on your reputation? Does it show what you are known for? And then finally, exposure. Okay? Saan ka na-expose? Saan ka? Anong experience ang meron ka? Does your resume speak well of your achievements? Okay? Does it prove your value? Okay. So, nagsimula tayo doon sa mataas na tanong, pababa doon sa granular level. So, yun yung mga tanong. And I want you to also reflect on this question with the resume that you have. Yung bang aking resume speaks of my performance, my image, and my experience. No? So, yun yung titingnan natin. So, ano ba yung mga common pitfalls pagdating sa mga CVs and resumes? No? Yung una is yung overloading with unnecessary details. Yan, marami akong nakikitang resume na mayroong mga irrelevant information na masyado ng lumang mindset. Okay? Ayan. Next is lack of focus on key achievements. Okay. Isa sa mga frustration ko ito doon sa ibang mga resume. Walang sinasabi tungkol sa achievements. Makes me wonder kung itong tao ba na ito ay merong achievement at all. No? So, syempre, hindi ka man dadaya ng achievement. At the end of the day, kung meron ka nilagay sa resume na hindi mo kayang patunayan in the interview, you have a problem. No? So, lack of focus on key achievements. Next is generic language that doesn't stand out. Okay? Tandaan mo, merong ginawang job ad yung kumpanya at meron silang sinabi na hinahanap nila sa isang tao. Yung bang resume mo ay nandoon yung hinahanap nila. Kasi kung wala doon, then it becomes generic. No? Lalo na kung yung resume mo ay sinasubmit mo sa 100 na kumpanya, kunwari lang, no? Sinasubmit mo sa 100 na kumpanya na pare-pareho lang ang laman. Poor alignment with target roles. Yan. So that happens kung generic yung resume mo. Kung pare-pareho lang yung binibigay mo na resume sa iba't ibang kumpanya, ibig sabihin naka-shotgun approach ka. Okay? So, hindi yon. So, isa-isahin natin yan. Overloading with unnecessary skills. Una, yung irrelevant personal details. Ano ba yung irrelevant personal details? Yung age mo, yung religion mo, yung hobby mo, ano pa ba? Ayan. Those are some of the things na dati nakalagay sa biodata. So, doon sa mga millennials at Gen Zs in the room, I apologize. Baka yung mga kagaya ko na lang na Gen X yung yung mga ganon, hindi ganon ka-importante yun eh. In fact, even yung job description, because ang dami yung yung previous employment. Dati akong HR specialist. Tapos duties and responsibilities, nakalista doon. Okay? Hindi siya ganun ka-importante. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Excessive length. Ayan. So, ang hiningi sa iyo ay CV, mahaba yung CV. Yung curriculum vitae, mahaba yon. Kung yun yung hinihingi sa iyo, they want something very comprehensive. Pero pag sinabing resume, it should be at most about 2 pages. Yun yung resume. Yung curriculum vitae, detalye, no? So titingnan mo anong hinihingi, CV ba or resume. So pagka resume at 10 pages, 15 pages yung resume, that's too long, okay? Normally yung for the initial one, resume lang ang hinihingi. And then later on if they get more interested and they want to get your curriculum vitae or yung CV, that's when you send it. Overuse of buzzwords and cliches, no? Yung mga yung nilalagay natin doon sa na alam mo na sobrang dami yung nagsasabi, no, na willing to learn. Ano pa ba yung naririnig natin o nakikita natin sa mga resume, no? Looking for, can work under pressure. Ayan, yung mga ganon, ano? Oo, totoo yun. So, yung mga yun, ay, ano na siya, no? Obsolete na yung mga yun. Eh. Unrelated work experience, yan. So, kung medyo mahaba-haba yung CV mo, you might want to look at what would be relevant for this position if I'm just going to reduce the CV into a resume. Ayan. Photos. Ayan, may nagtanong kanina, kailangan pa ba maglagay ng litrato doon sa resume? Ang sagot ko, depende. Kasi kung ang ina-applyan mong trabaho requires certain features, physical features. Halimbawa, ikaw ay model yung ina-applyan mo. Okay? At merong certain physical features. Yan. With pleasing personality. Okay? Baka kailangan ng photo. Pero kung hindi naman, di ba, kung hindi naman, o kaya hindi nire-require, don't put your photo. In fact, in some countries, bawal talaga yung paglalagay ng photographs in some countries, no. Kasi you should be hired for your qualification and competencies at hindi do sa kung ano yung itsura mo. Baka maging bias kasi sila pag may picture. Totoo 'yon. That's a valid observation, ano. Pero kagaya ng sabi ko, kung model yung ina-applyan mo, baka hindi nga lang isang picture ang kailangan mong ipakita, baka isang buong portfolio ng pictures, di ba? Salary information, that's not needed in the resume. References, pwedeng yung references is upon request. Hindi kailangang ibigay agad yung references. Pwede mo lang sabihin, available upon request. Ayan. Yung pangalawang pitfall ay yung lack of focus on key achievements. Okay? Here's an example ng vague na nakasulat sa resume. Responsible for managing a team of sales associates. Okay. Bakit vague ito? Parang sinasabi mo lang, dun sa dati kong pinagtrabahuhan, I'm responsible for managing a team of sales associates. So, ang sagot ngayon, ano ngayon? No? Kung merong 5 or 10 na resume na meron nakalagay sa responsible for managing a team of sales associates, anong difference ng iyong resume? So, here's a better, a more focused resume. Led a team of 10 sales associates, achieving a 15% increase in quarterly sales through targeted training and performance incentives. Di ba? So, you're saying the same thing. You're responsible for managing a team of sales associates, but you're saying, here's what I was able to do. I'm not talking about what I am responsible for. I'm now talking about, here's what I was able to do in my previous employment or in my current employment. Improved customer satisfaction as an achievement, di ba? Improved customer satisfaction. Instead of saying that, ito ilagay mo sa resume mo, no? I implemented a new customer feedback system elevating satisfaction scores from 80% to 90%, 95% within 6 months. So malaking malaki yung impact. Okay, ito yung hinahanap ko, ito ba yung hinahanap ko? I can tell by what you were able to accomplish. Remember, don't say anything that is not true. Only present what you were able to truly accomplish. In short, kung wala kang accomplishment sa previous employment, hindi kita matutulungan. Di ba? Ayan. So, ayan, sabi, sana nga, boss, ganyan lahat ng resume na nire-review namin. Di ba? Ang labo nung resume eh. So, kaya importante rin talaga na marunong tayo gumawa. Here's another one. Work on marketing campaigns. Okay, experience ko, I worked on marketing campaigns. That's vague. What can you write instead? Ayan. Developed and executed a social media marketing campaign that boosted website traffic by 40% and generated 25% increase in leads conversion. So ito yung nagawa ko. So don't just say, I worked on marketing campaigns. Okay? Dami ko example. Assisted in project management. Ayan. Coordinated a cross-functional team to deliver $500,000 project 2 weeks ahead of schedule, reducing cost by 10%. Yeah. Star format. Well, yung star is more elaborate, pero it's close. It's close to star, no? Oo, kasi kapag ka tinanong ka, kasi sa star, ang pinag-usapan natin ay situation, task, action, results, right? Yung ano yung naging result ng action. So ito is really just result. Okay? Action and result lang. Wala yung S at saka T. Okay? So yun yung ganda nito. So it aligns really well with the star. If your interviewer is using a star interview, they will appreciate this resume. No? Ayan. So, generic language that doesn't stand out. Okay, big job description, handle multiple task project. Ganyan, no? Dito pa lang makikita nyo na kung ano yung difference nung generic na resume at saka yung resume that stands out, no? So, for example, let's say, magbigay tayo ng example. Naghahanap ako ng project management. Oo. At ang hinahanap kong project manager will be handling multiple projects, di ba? So nakalagay doon sa ano mo, handled multiple tasks and projects. So align doon sa ano, no, sa hinahanap nila. And then yung iba, ganun din na nakalagay. Pero merong isa na sabi, manage 3 key projects simultaneously ensuring timely delivery and exceeding client expectation. This gives me more useful information. Di ba? Oo. A results-driven professional. So, nakalagay doon sa job ad. We're looking for a results-oriented sales and marketing professional. Okay, nilagay mo doon, results-driven professional. Yung isa ang nakasulat, increased annual revenue by 20% through targeted marketing campaigns and process improvements. Sino mapipili sa inyong dalawa? Diba? Kung ikaw yung nagtitingin ng dalawang resume, which one will you consider more? Diba? Unless desperate ka, dalawa lang yung nag-apply. Yung isa, a results-driven professional at yung isa ay increased annual revenue. Siguro interviewin mo pareho, no? Pero if there are many people applying for the job, matatanggap ka ba kung masyadong generic? No? Good team player, not descriptive skills. I'm a good team player. Collaborated with a cross-functional team of 12 leading to a 15% increase in operational efficiency. Always go back dun sa anong ginawa ko at saka ano ang results na na-accomplish or na-achieve ko by my initiatives. Kasi doon nakikita kung mahusay ka bang candidate o hindi. So again, I will repeat. I will repeat as much as I would like to tell you na don't say anything that is a lie. No? Dapat totoo yung sinasabi natin. Okay? Improved company, undefined achievement, improved company process. Linawin mo ano yung in-improve mong company process. Responsible for daily operations. Ano na-accomplish mo about that responsibility? Kaya, yung experience ko interviewing candidates, nare-realize ko na yung mga tao na yung resume nila ay punong-puno ng duties and responsibilities is because ginagamit nila yon para magkaroon ng laman yung kanilang resume kasi wala silang accomplishments. Na pag tinanong ko sila about their accomplishments, wala silang maibigay. So, I've learned my lesson about that. Kaya, bago ko tawagin for an actual interview yung candidate, tinatanong ko na ano yung mga key achievements mo? Kasi magsasayang tayo ng oras kung doon ko makikita, wala palang achievement itong tao na to. So yan. Poor alignment with target role. So you have a target role. If you are applying for if you are applying to 5 companies for a similar position, you have to look at ano ba yung hinihingi ng role nila. So in effect, what I'm trying to say is, kung 5 yung ina-applyan mo, submit 5 different resumes tailor-fitted for the requirement of that company. No? So halimbawa yan, handle multiple projects in marketing. Okay? Improve it. Make it. Manage 5 marketing campaigns, achieving a 20% increase in customer engagement. So, yung mga nagtitingin ng resume, they love this. No, na nakasulat doon kung ano talaga yung iyong achievement. Ano? So, how do you now align your resume focused with, yung goal? No? Una, identify the roles that you're targeting. So, siguro may nakita kang job ad. Okay. Ano yung nakasulat dun sa job ad? No? Ano yung industry at saka role-specific expectation for this position? And then, i-tailor fit mo yung sections ng inyong resume. Summary, yung sa taas. Importante yun. Yung resume summary, yung skills, and then don't just say skills, problem solving, or skill project management. You might want to write the skill in the context of achievement. Laging achievement yung style, no? So instead of saying project management as a skill, sulat mo able to manage 10 projects and achieve timely completion of projects, etc. No? So yan. So yung resume mo should be telling a story, no? So bakit importante ito? Yung resume, especially yung summary sa taas, transforms a list of roles into a career journey. So it creates a memorable impression for the recruiters. So what does it look like? Here's an example, okay? So yung nakalagay doon, no? So when you talk about the story, merong structure 'yan, beginning, middle, and end. Okay? It needs to be consistent kasi yung mga nagtitingin ng resume, tinitingnan nila rin kung consistent ba o nagumagawa lang ng kwento yung applicant. No? So here's a professional summary that tells a story. A strategic project management, dito sa taas, di ba? Strategic project manager with 10 plus years of experience in spearheading international nonprofit initiatives to promote education and healthcare in underprivileged communities. Starting as a field officer, I grew to lead multi-million-dollar campaigns across Southeast Asia, culminating in measurable impacts such as 25% increase in educational access for marginalized children. So ginamit ko kasi itong training na ito for one nonprofit organization, and this is one of the examples that I made. So now, if it's your turn, how will you write yours? No? So, ayan. Di ba? Ano nakalagay dito? Strategic Project Manager. So, anong adjective yung gagamitin mo that accurately describes the type of professional that you are? No? Okay? So, pagka sinabi mong passionate, HR professional, I'm an HR professional, with 30 years of experience in, IT, financial, and retail industry. With proven ability to develop end-to-end learning and development strategy and plans. Okay? That resulted to, yung measurable impact, seeking to bring talent development expertise to target role and company. Kaya din bang i-AI yan? just kaya, 'di ba? Kung gusto mong pagandahin, pero ipipid mo to as a prompt, no? Pero hindi kayang hulaan ni AI kung ano yung meron ka. So, so ipipid mo rin doon sa prompt, ano yung ilalagay ko dito? O, pwede mo pang pagandahin to. But it's important to have that at the beginning of your resume, no? Ito agad yung makikita. So, showcasing career progression. Okay? Use clear timelines and consistent formatting, no? Highlight promotion and increased responsibility. So, one of the lookouts of recruiters, kung paano nagpo-progress at hindi nagpa-plateau yung iyong ano, no, yung iyong role. Kasi kung na-stuck ka sa isang position for a long time, that makes them curious, ano. Bakit kaya ang tagal bago na promote ito, no? So yan. Focus on achievement rather than duties. I think I've already mentioned that. May tanong dito, Sir Ed, kailangan po bang tapusin ng 1 month na grace period grace period siguro to, no? For resignation. Ang batas po sinasabi na the company can require you to render the 30 days notice period for resignation. It gives the company an opportunity to look for your replacement. So, a professional should abide by that rule, no? Although minsan yung mga kumpanya willing silang i-waive. Karapatan din noon at may privilege yung kumpanya na i-waive yung 30-day notice. Pero kung kailangan ka talaga nila at hindi ka nila mabitawan hangga't wala kang kapalit, then you have to wait 30 days, no? Para ma-turn over. What if sinabihan kang ready ka na bang ma-promote tapos pinag-apply ka for promotion pero meron pala talaga silang ibang hinahanap, ginawa ka lang panablag, ano? So, syempre unfair yun, ano? O meron na talaga silang hinahanap. Oo. I don't know how to answer that. I'll probably quit. I'll probably look elsewhere kung feeling ko ay ako'y naisahan. No? Meron na silang gustong i-promote na iba. That's unfair. That's unfair. So, ayan, mga examples ng summary. Medyo malabo. Weak example, experienced HR professional with years of service. Strong example, strategic HR leader with, yan, na share ko na yan kanina. So, that's how you come up with your professional summary. Okay. Quantifying achievements, increase sales by 25% in 12 months, reduce operational cost by 15%. So try to identify measurable results. Use specific data points to validate achievements, no? Highlight impact on the organization of what you were able to accomplish. So companies are always on the lookout for talents who can really contribute to organizational performance. So yan po yung mga titignan natin, ano. Bakit sa US 2 weeks, sa Pinas 30 days? 30 days po yung yung nasa labor code. Oo. 30 days yung nasa labor code. Kasama yun. Karapatan ng employer. Sa ibang bansa, 2 weeks, merong iba nga, walang notice yung tinatawag na at-will employment. Pag sinabi kong, I resign, lapos niligpitin ko na yung gamit ko. Nakita nyo na siguro sa mga pelikula yon. O kaya yung management sasabihin sa'yo, you're fired. Pag sabi sa'yo you're fired, aalis ka na, no? Wala nang notice period. So, at-will employment ang tawag doon. Pero hindi yung pinapractice dito sa Pilipinas. Sa Pilipinas ay 30 days notice. Yun po. Sa iba nga, pag senior position, 2 months, 3 months, ay as far as, meron ako nakita, as far as 6 months. yung notice, no? Ayan. So, action verbs are very important. May sample resume template po kayo for supervisors. Actually, marami naman eh. I'll talk a little bit about that later ha. Marami. Yung template, madali. Pwede mo nga ipagawa kay ChatGPT yung resume mo eh. Pero garbage in, garbage out yun eh. Ang importante sa ngayon, and I hope that it's helping you, is ma-identify ninyo ano bang pwede kong ipagmalaki na paano ko siya isusulat doon sa resume. No? So, ayan, action verbs and power phrases. They convey confidence and leadership, avoid vague language like responsible for. Okay? So, examples ng action verbs, initiated, spearheaded, achieved, enhanced, no? So, spearheaded a cross-functional team delivering projects 2 weeks ahead of schedule. Yung mga ganon, ano? So, ito, importante ito, transferable and technical skills. Minsan, may mga nade-develop tayo na skill doon sa kumpanya na pinagtatrabahuhan natin na hindi transferable, hindi applicable sa ibang kumpanya, no? Masyadong proprietary. So, importante na ma-highlight natin, hindi yung skill lang na na-develop natin doon sa kumpanyang pinanggalingan natin na doon lang applicable, rather, yung skill na pwede mong dalhin kahit saan. No? So, categorize skills under core competencies or technical expertise. No? So, project management is a transferable skill. Problem solving and decision making. Customer service is a transferable skill. Prompt AI engineering is a transferable skill, especially if you're moving to another company na meron nun. So, i-balance natin yung soft skills at saka doon sa hard skills. No? So, data analysis, that's a hard skill. Communication skill, kaya lang masyadong mababaw pag nilagay mo lang communication skill. You might want to contextualize kung ano yung communication skill na meron ka. Written ba? No? Anong klaseng written? Journalistic writing ba? Technical writing ba? Yung communication skill na meron ka? Okay? So yun, maganda, malinaw yan. So, ayan, highlight keywords and skills required, match your experience to these keywords, address gaps with related experience or upskilling efforts. Okay. For adapting content for industries, you have to tailor, no? Use industry-specific terminology. Halimbawa, if you're applying for a position in a non-profit organization, so meron silang certain jargons na mas makaka-relate sila pag ginamit mo. No? If you are in a construction industry, meron silang mga ginagamit na terminology. Showcase relevant technical skills and certifications kung meron. Modify professional summaries for different sectors. Yan, very important yan. So knowing, don't just send your resume blindly. Know the company that you're applying for, know what they're looking for, and then modify your professional summaries for those. No? ATS or Applicant Tracking System. Ang JobStreet, ang Glassdoor, Indeed ay mga ATS, no? Applicant Tracking System, no? So, ito ay may halo ng AI, no? Kung minsan nahihirapan sila kapag hindi maayos yung pagkakasulat ng resume, pag wala yung mga keywords, no? So, yan. How many pages can you put in a CV? Yung 1 to 2 pages po ay classified as a resume. A CV is probably going to be longer, depende sa years of experience mo. I would imagine that yung huling CV na ginawa ko is around 10 pages kasi hinihingi nung kumpanya kung gaano karaming training yung nakandak ko at gaano karaming training yung inatenan ko. So, comprehensive siya. I think more than 10 pages. But my resume is just 2 pages. Dalawang page lang yung ano ko, yung resume, no. Siguro lampasan ko na to, no. Yan. Yung ang maganda naman sa JobStreet sa Indeed, kung hindi ina-upload yung resume, kung gagamitin mo yung kanilang CMS, yung content management system, at doon mo itatype, mas maganda yon. Make sure lang na meron ka nung mga information na hinahanap nila. Kasi ini-index yon eh. They try to make it searchable. Okay? Consistency across documents. Why it matters. Reinforces your professional brand. So ensures cohesion between CV, cover letter, and LinkedIn profile. Ayun, isa pa yon. Yung mga kumpanya ngayon, hindi na lang yung resume mo yung tinitingnan, pati yung iyong LinkedIn profile. Consistent ba yung nasa LinkedIn mo tsaka sa resume? Same tone and formatting style, align contact information and key achievements. Okay. Nampasan ko na to. Ethical consideration, honesty and accuracy, syempre. Don't misrepresent yourself. Confidentiality, so protect sensitive information about previous employers or colleagues. Avoid sharing proprietary data or confidential details in your CV or your resume. Proper representation, use accurate job titles, be truthful about your skill levels. Baka mamaya, doon sa dati mong pinagtrabahuan, supervisor ka, pero nakalagay sa resume mo, manager ka. Okay? So, yan. Relevance and transparency. Tailor your CV or your resume to the role of by focusing on relevant details. Explain employment gaps. Honestly, ayan, isa pa ito. Minsan meron tayong mga employment gaps. Maganda na nakasulat doon kung bakit ka may employment gap. So, pwede mo sabihin, kasi nag-aral ako. Or kasi nagnegosyo ako. Whatever it is. No? Ayan. And consistency and originality. Align your CV with other professional profiles that you have, especially online, to avoid discrepancies. So, yun yung mga kailangan nating tingnan. Okay? Ay, bakit? Bigla akong nasuspend. I don't know why. So, anong mga key takeaways natin dito? Craft your CVs that tell your professional story. Use metrics to show achievement. Ayan. And tailor and format for impact and ATS compatibility. Okay? Saan ka mo pwedeng makahanap ng mga free CV templates? Microsoft Word 365, ang dami. Sa Canva, resume.com, you know, even JobStreet and meron eh. May mga templates na pwede kayong magamit. Okay? So, I hope na yung ating short presentation tonight gave you some ideas about, how you can customize your resume to aid you in your job applications. So, we have 10 minutes left at ako ay shadow ban. Binan ako saglit dahil ewan ko kung bakit. Minsan it happens. Ano po yung inyong mga tanong gusto nyo itanong today na relevant or related doon sa ating pinag-usapan, and maybe even, okay, ayan, ano na natin to, maybe even related to career and leadership. Ayan. Meron po ba tayong mga katanungan na gusto nyong itanong tonight? Any question? Ayan, ako ay na-shadow ban. If I studied abroad but not related to field I'm applying for, include pa din ba sa resume? Ano yung value nung pinag-aralan mo abroad and why should you bring it up? So you have to ask, yun yung lagi nating ano, anong value nitong experience na ito? How does this add value to the position I'm trying to apply for? So kung meron, ilagay mo. Kung wala, and if you feel baka in terms of reputation and credibility, it will contribute. Uy, nag-aral abroad. Di ba? For a fresh grad na no work experience, po, ano dapat makita ng recruiter sa resume? Meron ka bang key achievements or accomplishments while you're in school? Oo. So, yun yung mga pwede mong i-ano, no? So, tingnan mo, siguro I should have another session. Maybe one of these days, I'm going to have another session. Like, if you are applying for a job and you are a fresh grad, how do you spruce up your resume, no? Sige, I'll try to discuss that in the future. Pero usually, kung naghahanap yung kumpanya ng fresh grad, they don't expect a lot doon sa resume, no? Kailangan lang yung resume mo malinis, accurate, grammatically correct, at kung meron ka mga key achievements sa schools, lalo na sa lalo na kung relevant doon sa position na ina-applyan mo, ilagay mo doon sa resume, no? If I don't include it kasi may 2.5 years career gap. Oo. Malamang kung enough yung nakasulat sa resume mo to get your potential employer's attention, malamang yung 2.5 years matatanong during the interview. Pero kagaya ng sabi ko, if there's enough value to your resume, they'd probably still invite you for interview. You probably need to prepare to explain yung gap if they're visible in the resume. Other question po? Other question? Meron pa po ba? Bumaba agad yung viewership nung ban for 10 minutes. Minsan ginagawa ni TikTok yan nang walang kaabog-abog eh. Kung White Six Sigma po ba, may word po ba yon sa resume since basic siya? Kung kasi masyadong mababa yung white eh. Parang ano lang yun eh. Parang introduction to Six Sigma lang yung eh. Yung Six Sigma experience mo will only matter, I think, I could be wrong, kung kung nakapag green belt ka man lang na project. Hindi lang yung training, green belt na project. Green belt Six Sigma. Green and above, yeah. Kasi yung white at saka yung, ano pa yung isa? Yellow belt. Ano lang siya di ba? Parang familiarizing lang with Six Sigma. Kung ang ina-applyan mo required sa Six Sigma experience, hindi masyado yung bearing nun. Principles lang. Kung ikaw ay nag-apply as a process engineer, for example, yung kumpanya ay wala namang Six Sigma requirements, siguro makakatulong yun, Halimbawa, yung kumpanya pupuntahan mo ay hindi naman sila naghahanap ng Six Sigma, but they're looking for a process engineer. Naghahanap sila ng project engineer. At ang tanong ngayon, how are you going to highlight your Six Sigma training in a way that it actually helps, elevate your yung iyong image doon sa kumpanya. Again, babalik tayo doon sa dapat yung resume mo ay naka-tailor fit, naka-customize based doon sa requirement ng company, di ba? So, pag nakalagay doon sa kanila requirement, at least familiar with Six Sigma. O di yung white belt mo tsaka yung iyong yellow belt ay baka makatulong. Critic ng resume. Medyo malaking trabaho po eh. Baka matambakan ako ng resume na ikikritik, no? Pero again, yung itong live session na ito, if you want to go back to it, pwede nyo pong puntahan yung aking YouTube channel. Malamang ay makita nyo ito doon kasi doon ko pinopost yung buong recording para makita nyo kung ano yung mga advice ko. And then you can critique your own resume kung yung ibang resume nyo ay ayos o hindi. Ano po? Ayun. Meron pa po ba tayong mga katanungan? Oo, kasi I'm going to rest early kasi tomorrow ay meron akong workshop na ipapacilitate. I'm going to conduct a workshop on systems thinking, And so kung wala na po tayong katanungan, siguro isara na muna natin yung tindahan and abangan nyo po ako uli next week. Same time, same place, alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng gabi. And next week, I'm going to talk about how to ace your job interview. Ayan. Yun naman yung pag-usapan natin next week. Okay, so on that note, thank you so much everyone. Thank you for staying. At magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Have a great evening.